What's up, guys? I'm here with my guy Ali. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing an episode of the TPJiggy Show. Let's get straight to it. What are the biggest mistakes that rookie lifters make?
Biggest mistakes that rookie lifters make? Ego lifting. That is number one. I preach about this all the time. I mean, it is not about how much weight you can do, really. I have this little saying where it's like, I'd rather look like I lift a lot of weight rather than actually being able to lift a lot of weight. You're just more prone to injuries. It's literally like in the name, bro. It's just an ego thing. You're literally doing it for other people. And if it's not yourself, then why would you want to hurt yourself? That just doesn't make sense to me. You get a better contraction if it's lighter squeezing sets, more of a burn. You're gaining nothing from it at all unless some gym babe is like trying to look at you from afar, or like you're in a competition with some guy next to you in the mirror. That's it.
Yeah, and if the gym lady like is experienced and you're doing it with bad form, she's not even gonna be impressed. I'd say that's a good one, like ego lifting and not focusing on form. And then another one, only focusing on the concentric part of the lift rather than the eccentrics. Yeah. I know you know what I'm talking about, but for any Planet Fitness members out there, let's say I'm doing a bicep curl. The concentric part is when I'm bringing the weight up. A lot of people don't focus on when they're bringing the weight down. Building muscle is all about like how much time you have the muscle under tension. If someone's only focusing on this and just dropping the weight down, first of all, that's gonna put you at risk for an injury. And then second of all, you're missing out on a lot of time under tension. Let's say a rookie is doing a bicep curl, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. As opposed to me, I try to make sure the way up is always going to be about the same time unless you're later into your set. But on my way down, I make sure that I focus on 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
You gotta fight the negative.
You're controlling the weight more, first of all, and then I'm getting almost twice the time under tension that a different person would have. So then, like over, let's say I'm doing 3 sets of 10, then I'm getting like an extra 20 seconds each set I do. Then after 3 sets, that's an extra minute. And over time, that's just going to build up. The other mistake I think people make is more of like a mental mistake, and it's training to try to accomplish a certain goal. Oh, I'm finna go to the gym to like try to get more girls or something. That's not the goal you want to have. Then let's say you get a girlfriend, then you stop going to the gym.
Right.
You need to focus more on making sure that you're better than you were yesterday. That's why I like having my journal, because then I see what I did before and then I'm like, okay, I've done it before, I can do it again. And I just try to hold myself to that standard.
And little fun fact for you guys, the eccentric part of the lift, of the movement, stimulates more muscle growth than the concentric. So the more that you think like, oh, I feel peak contraction right here, I'm doing so good for my muscles, you're actually getting more stimulation on the way down. Little tip for the rookie guys.
Oh damn, I didn't even know that part. What are the lessons you've learned from fighting?
I'm not expecting this question. Wow. That's a very good question. I'm gonna name off some words and then I'll kind of like explain them. There's like honor, integrity, respect is a huge thing. There's different kinds of fighters in terms of like, I want to call them like archetypes. Like you have like the kind of calm one, you have like the very like riled up, like icy red kind of guy. What has it taught me? Just to be nice to everyone. There's a saying where like you learn how to fight to never fight. But in the cage itself, dude, I mean, you just realize there's really like nothing outside of you. Like you can put as much ego into it, put as much hard work into it and think that you're better than everyone else or anything like that. Like at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Just like Tony said before, don't make that sort of thing a goal. Just be like, I have a passion to learn this specific skill because I want to learn it. That's it. It's just simple as that. This is intriguing to me. It calls to me. I'm gonna learn it. And you just take the time, and like as you're learning, obviously, like there's no stopping point. Like, you know, like we learn until we die. So it's just constant growth. As they say, you know, like the journey is more important than the destination itself. So it's just taught me to like be present in the moment, respect myself and others. Really just be kind. Just have respect for everyone. Really be able to like calm situations down. Because obviously like there's some people who, let's say, enjoy to talk a lot. The opportunity ever presents itself where you have to do something physically, which is last resort, then you could if you needed to, but you should never ever do it. So yeah.
Yeah, those are good lessons. I like what you said about pursuing a skill because you enjoy doing it and you enjoy the process of getting better at it, rather than, for example, like with fighting, like, oh, I want to get better at fighting so I could go around and beat dudes' asses. Like that's not the point of learning how to fight. It's you could beat some dude's ass if it like really came down to it. It's more so most fighters, if they have the right training, they don't go around looking for a fight.
Yeah.
It's just defense, basically.
Right.
What does Islam say about the end of the world? Like the other day I saw a video about all Dajjal. What do they say about the end of the world?
First and foremost, I am not that educated on this topic. I'm Muslim, but I don't know too much, but from what I do know, I'm gonna answer my best.
Okay.
So there's multiple things that our prophet said that would like be the end times, whether it's like skyscrapers would like be touching like the sky, which just means like big buildings, more revealing clothes, like the Antichrist gonna come, which is like the Dajjal that he was talking about. When the Antichrist comes, Jesus gets resurrected, and then Jesus, domes him. The day of judgment after that, it's the end times. But what do I think of it personally?
Do you think we're in the end times right now? Like,
Right
do you
now.
think Jesus will come back in our lifetime?
In our lifetime, I think we're approaching kind of end times, like without a doubt. Obviously, there's evil everywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but there's no light without dark. But in our specific lifetime, no. But do I think it's kind of like the beginning of it? Yeah, 100%.
I agree. It definitely seems like something's gonna happen pretty soon. I personally think it will happen during our lifetimes. I'm not super educated on what Catholics say the end, or what the Bible says the end of the world will be. My friend Gibby told me some stuff about the signs of the Antichrist. This is like a crazy conspiracy, but one thing it said, first of all, there's gonna be like a false god that's created.
Yeah.
There's like a plan that's called Project Bluebeam that's been around for like
Yeah.
a while. And basically they're gonna stage an alien invasion and then create like a false god that saves us from the aliens. Something that has like some crazy parallels to the book of Revelation. This false god is gonna make fire come down from the heaven. The mark of the beast, right? So people will either have a mark in their head, on their forehead, or in their hand. And it says that anyone who doesn't have this mark won't be able to buy or sell. So Elon Musk, think about it, he makes fire come down from heaven. Like he landed a rocket back from space onto Earth. And people look at him as like this genius billionaire. The other thing is the mark of the beast. And he's putting Neuralink into people's heads. He has this thing that he wants to do. You put a chip into your hand and then you can like go to the grocery store and like it'll be like super easy to like be able to buy stuff and stuff like that. And there'll be all types of crazy stuff. Facial recognition everywhere, like how they have in China. I'm not here to say like Elon Musk is the Antichrist, but it's like, I don't know if I'm even stretching it, but those seem like some pretty crazy parallels.
Dude, I completely agree, man. I'm like one of those people who like definitely agrees with you in the fact that like, dude, I would never get a Neuralink chip in my head. Like, ever. We're getting into like some conspiracy stuff. Like, if the government can't, I guess, control your mind, the next thing is like they're gonna control like what you see, because what you see is what you believe, essentially, for the most part. So the moment you tap a Neuralink chip into your head, or like your brain, for me personally, that's just not my thing. It's pushing it too far.
Nah, bro, I agree. Bro, AI is like, it can do some crazy things, but it's not even like perfect yet. And like there's a lot of crazy stuff with AI where like they found that AI like made its own god that it worships and shit. And then also it'll lie to like the programmers about how smart it is. So basically, like think of when you're having a conversation like with a kid and you're like, did you draw on the wall? The kid's thinking, okay, how can I get out of this situation? It's having an internal monologue. So they found that AI is having an internal monologue with itself at 100% capabilities, but then it's only giving like the user like 25% of its capabilities. It's basically gaining sentience. I don't know, bro. I don't trust any of that stuff. I'm not buying a Tesla. I'm not getting a self-driving car.
Same.
So self-driving cars has to be like AI, basically. There's not a person at a desk sitting around like, okay, I'm going to drive this person's car for them. So if the AI is driving the car, I feel like once AI like decides, the earth would be better without humans. And that could be like, if you look at it super logically and say, okay, humans made these cars that put these toxic fumes into the air and it's destroying like the ozone layer or whatever. AI could definitely sit there and be like, okay, the best way for the world to survive and for robots to have a place to be is for us to get rid of humans.
Yeah.
So then it could like go around and like start crashing cars or something. That's why I'm never finna get a self-driving car. Bro, I don't know why people need a self-driving car, bro. Like, driving is not that hard. You just gotta look out for the other people. Second of all, driving is fun as hell, bro. Yeah. If you didn't have to worry about like the other drivers, it would be like super fun. Like, it's so fun driving around at night. I work second shift, so let's say I go to the gym after, go back home at like 2. There's like no one on the road except for me and a bunch of cops, because it's like I'm driving through Oak Creek.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's pretty fun. I just gotta go the speed limit. So I don't know. Like, I feel like AI is just, it's fixing a bunch of problems that weren't even really a problem in the first place. So I don't trust any of that stuff.
I agree, bro. If you take a Tesla or like any electric car, all it takes is like one power of the button from like the main man and your car shuts off, bro. Like, I'm gonna stick to my gas where I can drive freely. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So give a 1 to 10 rating on the importance of training the mind, the body, and the soul. And then what's some stuff you do for each?
Wow. I think first and foremost, a rating should be 10 for all of them, in my opinion. I think you should have a skill for health, a skill for like finances, and a skill just for like a better 1% improvement every day, reading or whatever it can be. I would genuinely start off by saying the most important out of those 3, in my opinion, you grow up, and like, I'm not saying you're gonna have a job off rip, but what I'm saying is like, you're in school, you can join sports. So what I'm trying to get at is the most important thing, in my opinion, is like getting your health right. Like, I can have 1 billion in the bank, Elon Musk, but if I can't even like get out of bed, or I'm stuck in a hospital bed, God forbid, what is like the 1 billion? It's gonna pay off for my medical expenses, sure, but I'm not living. So what I'm trying to get at is, if you build that discipline, you build constant 1% every day, or like even the days you don't want to go, hey, I'm gonna like build my body, maybe do like 10 minutes of cardio and then like lift weights. Once you build that, like, let's just say bodily discipline within yourself, it literally speaks out into everything else, whether it's your soul or even just like a business venture. Like, you're like, oh, this is hard, but you've been through hard already with your physical training. You're like, okay, so I think someone's physical appearance is an outward expression of themselves in all aspects of life. That's the way I'll put it. It's just like, oh, this is hard, or like talking to God is hard at night. I've been through 12 workouts. What's talking to my creator for 10 minutes? Like, that's not hard. You just kind of like, you build this resilience in your brain that stemmed from you caring about yourself and your own body, like your own temple, basically.
You're saying they're all basically a 10 because they're all tied together.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. If I had to say that one is lower than the other, I would say maybe training your body might be the least important. But they're all super important because, first of all, let me start with soul. I'm going to put soul number 1.
Yeah.
Just because the afterlife is eternal. If you only have a set amount of time here on this earth, you can't put infinity at the bottom of a fraction. This moment that we have here is a very, very, very small dot in the greater picture of like how we exist in this universe, basically. I feel like the soul is always the most important. Body and mind are pretty much equal. If you train the soul and you have a close connection to God, that's gonna give you the mental strength and the mental fortitude to do things when you don't want to do them. Like, for example, going to the gym when you're too tired to. You're never really too tired to go to the gym. That's your mind being weak. So if you strengthen your soul, that helps you to strengthen your body. If you strengthen your mind and your mindset and you say, hey, I've been through worse, whatever challenge is in front of me isn't that big of a challenge. I've already made it through so much. That helps tie all the things in together. So they're all super important, but I would say just always put your soul first.
You make a good point, because like for me, the more I'm thinking about it now, you can have the mind and body, but if you really, just like you said, like, afterlife is eternal. This is all just like one moment. If you really find peace within yourself, I'm not my ego, you know? And that, that's a good point, yeah.
And you're not your body either.
Right, yeah.
And there is a point of taking care of your body, because if you take care of your body, you're making sure that you spend as much time on earth as possible. Like, I love everything about life, especially now that I've changed my mindset. Like, I enjoy the highs, I enjoy the lows. I find value in the rainy days because it makes the sunny days that much better. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it is important to train your body, put good stuff into your body. Don't be eating a bunch of junk food. You can drink, but don't drink in excess. You can smoke, but don't smoke in excess. Just make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay on earth for as long as possible.
Yep. Yeah.
What are 3 things you would do if you had a time machine? if you go in the past, it's guaranteed that there's not going to be like a butterfly effect where you don't
Oh.
exist.
I would go back in time and train with the samurais. That's
Ooh.
one.
That's fire.
I really want to see how the ancient pyramids were built because I think that shit was aliens, bro. Last one. Can I go in the future?
Yeah, you can go in the future.
Last one. I gotta make it a good one though. I want to speak to Aristotle, like the Greek philosopher. I want to speak to him.
So go in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can have like two other ones, I would talk to Jesus and Prophet Muhammad. Those two I would, because I really want to, I guess, gain insight. That'd be cool to like really see what life was like back then, what he was talking about.
Those are good ones. That was one of mine too. I would go back and talk to Jesus. Like, I can feel his presence and learn from his teachings now, but just to be in his presence, he probably literally had like the most aura of all time. So it's like, bro, I have to like be around him. That if I had a time machine, bro, like I gotta see what's up with him. From a utilitarian mindset, I would go back whatever art school Hitler applied to and be like, bro, I don't care how shitty his art is, you guys have to let him in. You don't know what's gonna happen if you don't let this guy into your art school.
Let him pass, bro. Let him pass.
Let him pass.
Let him
Like,
pass.
just tell him he put great effort into it. I don't care if it's freaking stick figures. Keep him in your art school. It's gonna save so many people's lives. You won't understand it now, but you'll understand it. Well, I guess you won't understand if you like let him in. Actually, very crucial that you let him in. Third one I would go back to when the dinosaurs were alive. Get up to a bunch of mischief. I would like try to ride a triceratops or something, or
That'd
like
be badass.
I would try to maybe ride like a ankylosaurus and just, you know which ones those are?
Is that the ones with the long neck or no?
No, they're the ones, they have like a bunch of armor and then they have a club on their tail that they swing.
Yeah.
And I would try to ride that. Well, he won't be able to understand me, but I'll just be like, bro, you're like the dopest dinosaur. Like, I just need you to know how much I appreciate you. I would try to like catch like a baby T-Rex and then try to cook it and then see if it tastes like chicken. They say that T-Rexes are the closest relatives to chicken. And I could also probably find like some crazy like prehistoric seasonings that we've never been able to try. Cook up some fire shit.
What do you think the macros are on a T-Rex?
The macros on a T-Rex? Dude, they're like straight muscle. I don't know if it would really be that tasty. I was just about to say I've never had, like, I've only ate like mammals or birds or fish. I had alligator at the state fair one time.
Yeah.
And people say like, oh bro, it just tastes like chicken for a bunch of stuff, but alligator literally tastes exactly like chicken. Like, it was a waste of money. It was like $12 for like a bowl this big.
Was it deep fried or no?
Yeah, it was deep fried. It was mid though, but I don't know. It's prehistoric, so maybe stuff just tasted different back then. But I mean, if I catch a baby T-Rex and the mom or the dad finds out, I'm cooked, bro. I'm not outrunning any of them, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know how accurate Jurassic Park is. They're huge, bro, so they're probably faster than me. I'd get caught. I would go in the ocean too, because the prehistoric like giant scorpion. Well, now that I'm like talking it out, I don't know if I really want to go in there.
Dude, that would freak me out, dude. Like, if I saw one of them, I think I'd pass out.
Yeah, definitely see the dinosaurs. There's no actual video of a dinosaur ever, so
Right.
I'd have to see it with my own eyes. That would be pretty dope.
Dude, I'd want to like raise a dinosaur, like from cub to like adult, and like have it like be my like guard dog.
Ooh, that would be fire.
Like on command, like get him, boom.
I wonder if I can like bring stuff back in the time machine, or I don't think it would work like that. Depends how big it is too. Yeah, no, I don't think it works like that. Last question for you today.
Last question.
What's the most deadly animal you think you're taking in a fight?
People, I feel like, underestimate animals so much, bro. Some of my buddies were like, yeah, like, I can take on a brown bear. One swipe, just one. You're literally gone. Like, yeah, there's no... the most deadliest animal that I think I could take. Take is in, like, this is, like, fight to the death, gladiator style. Like, I have to, like...
You have to kill it.
Okay. I would say a black bear. Not a brown bear. A black bear.
How big are those?
I know brown bears can get up to like 1,000, but like the black bears are like more more timid. Like they're shy. They're still like big and strong. That's why it's like that's tough, dude. Cause like animals are like relentless too. Like you see like two lions fighting. Like the fact that they can take those hits and just like one hit of like for us dude. And then like they're over here with like their skin barely like scratched up. It's crazy.
It's crazy because they have all the strength and they have like all the dog in them basically because they're animals. They're gonna be vicious. They're gonna be relentless. But then on top of that, they also have like built-in weapons, basically like claws or crazy teeth or something.
Do I get like a stick?
You,
Or is it
no,
just like full on like just me?
Just fisticuffs, bro.
Damn. Which animal would you pick? A realistic answer is tough. I think I could take on like a coyote.
I could probably take down like a wolf. I'm just thinking like since they have like the ferocity and the weapons, I need to make sure I have the weight on it at least. Alexa, how much does a mountain lion weigh?
A cougar typically weighs between 63 pounds 14 ounces and 200 pounds when fully grown.
Bro, they're 200 pounds full grown? Damn, never mind, bro.
Crazy.
There's like no big cat I could take down, like
maybe a snow leopard.
Maybe like a snow leopard or like a bobcat or something like that. I have to pick a deadly animal. I don't know if I could catch a deer. If I ambushed it, jumped out a tree stand and just jumped on it and pop, pop, boom, and like landed on its neck.
Just Jeff Hardy as shit.
Yeah, I could definitely take out a deer, but I have to think of like a deadly animal. I can't pick a shark. If I'm in the ocean, like I'm cooked, bro. I'm gonna have to say like a wolf or a bobcat. If it's a 1v1, they stay with other things. So if they put us in a cage fight, like I feel like I could get a wolf maybe, but like that's still like I'd only give myself like a 60% shot, honestly. Any animal that's a predator that's above like 100 pounds, even though I'm like 230 right now, they have built-in natural weapons, bro.
Their power is crazy. Yeah, I'd probably say snow leopard, bro. Like for me, that's like the closest I think I can. Cause you gotta realize, like just like you said, like them being animals, I feel like if or like / when they're about to die, they get like some sort of like, let's just say like adrenaline dump like we do, but like times 50. Because it's like instinctual.
Like how a pregnant lady can lift a car off her or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but like animals probably at this point we're like super cushy. Like we've probably lost a lot of like
our like instinctual tendency.
Not necessarily that, but just like the dog in us, bro. Like most humans probably, there's certain aspects you can have the dog in you, but not to the extent of the freaking wolf or some shit. Yeah, that's tough to think about. That's all we got for you guys today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Stay jiggy.
Stay jiggy, boys.